Well, I think I'll start. Growing up, I was a member of one of the churches here in the metropolis of Boston, Saints Constantine and Helen in Andover, Mass. And while I was there, was part of all the youth ministries that the church offered. And when it came time to be involved in our metropolis camp, I was a camper and part of all the metropolis ministries too. And as I went to college, I got involved with the Orthodoxy on Tap ministry and the Orthodox Christian Fellowship ministry, which were really great because as a young person away at school for the first time away from home, when I was seeing different people in my peer group doing different things and started to have some questions, those two ministries really pulled me back strongly into the church. And I'm very thankful for them. I graduated from Northeastern and went to Holy Cross Greek Orthodox School of Theology, and I graduated with an MDiv this past May. Throughout my time there, was involved in the camp and some of the different youth and young adult ministries of the metropolis. I was away for all this summer, and upon coming back, His Eminence asked me to join the Metropolis Ministry team in the Office of Youth and Young Adult Ministries. And I'm really excited and grateful for the opportunity to be here and to be working with our clergy and our wonderful youth workers throughout the metropolis. I had a couple of really great conversations with His Eminence Metropolitan Methodius, who really encouraged myself and our ministry team to look at ways that we can start getting some people together in person for all of our ministries in a manner that's safe to do so. Our youth have not attended camp in person since our winter camp in February. And as any of us who've been in camp ministry are aware, camp really forms, people really form a special connection with the camp, with the campgrounds, and with the community of camp. And so as Eminence said, especially with camp, we have to figure out a way we can do this and figure out a way we can do it safely. So since the beginning of September, we've been working with our legal team and our medical professionals throughout the metropolis to figure out how we can offer camp in person safely. And so we're really excited to do that. Here in New England, we have two really great opportunities that we're leveraging. Number one, the metropolis of Boston is rather condensed. So our parishes aren't located too far from our campsite. That allows us to offer one-day offerings. The kids will come up in the morning and they'll leave in the late afternoon, early evening. And we're able to do so because most of our parishes are within driving distance to our camp. Additionally, what I'll say is the other opportunity here is that as far as COVID-19 is going across the nation, New England has some of the best rates across the country. New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine are the lowest as far as number of active cases and the lowest as far as new cases per day. So we felt that according to New Hampshire state guidelines, where our camp is located in New Hampshire, we're able to offer small 50-person max sessions. And this is really cool because traditionally we offer one fall camp in the fall, usually a President's Day weekend, Columbus Day weekend, where we get 120, 130, 140 participants to come. But now offering 6 one-day sessions, we're capping them at 35 participants to be able to accommodate staff as well. We'll be able to open our doors to over 200 campers and participants this fall. So we're very excited about that. His Eminence has a lot of relationships with some wonderful legal workers and some wonderful medical professionals in this area who are leading charges in amazing hospitals in Boston, who are leading the charge for the Massachusetts public school system, and who are very close with some of the task forces going on in the different states addressing COVID. So we've really leveraged their knowledge to help us create some policies and some procedures and precautions to help us stay safe during COVID. So upon arrival, all of the participants, all of the staff will be screened, and they'll be asked a list of questions that the state of New Hampshire has prescribed as far as asking about recent travel history, contact with COVID patients, whether or not they've been feeling sick and experiencing symptoms of COVID and things of that nature. They'll also be temperature checked upon arrival. Everybody is required to wear a mask throughout the duration of the program. The duration of the program will follow strict social distancing rules, and most of it will take place outside. Both of you have been up to our retreat center in New Hampshire, and we have over 300 acres of beautiful New Hampshire mountainside campgrounds. And so we have an opportunity there to keep kids outside, to enjoy the fresh outdoors. And we've told them all bundle up because we'll be outside for all 8 or 9 hours of our program. The state of New Hampshire will not allow individuals into the state of New Hampshire who have traveled outside of New England for the last 14 days. So if you've been outside
Good to
of
know.
those states, unfortunately, we won't be able to welcome you. But hopefully, as things lighten up, God willing, as we progress, we'll be able to do so in the winter and hopefully next summer. As far as the different offerings, well, we're switching to a little bit of a different model. Typically, our one session will host campers ages 12 to 18 all at once over the course of 4 days and 3 nights. Because we have to do sessions a little bit differently this year, we're doing age-specific sessions. So our first session is starting, our first session that will be offered just to our college freshmen who would have been on staff this summer at MBC. And we find that that's important because our college freshmen are those who are going to be leaving home for the first time and going to be faced with a new set of challenges. Our staffing ministry is also a ministry to them, and it helps build them up and prepare them for that journey. And we're excited to offer them a specific session to do so. Registration for the college freshmen is currently open. And then for the rest of our 5 sessions, it's a little different. We're offering 3 sessions for our juniors and seniors in high school. The reason being is it would have been their last year at camp this past summer. Many of them weren't able to participate because we were closed for in-person offerings, although we offered a wonderful virtual program. They are being offered 3 separate programs. The idea is that they sign up once so that we can get more people into our doors and into our program. And then we're offering 2 sessions, one for our 9th and 10th graders and one for our middle schoolers. It is a first come, first serve program, first come, first serve offering. And we've had a lot of word from parents and campers saying that they have alarms set and they're ready to register, and we're really excited to welcome them. So we're currently working through who will be able to come which weekend. But like I said, we have 35 campers and then 15 spots allocated for staff. So our ratio of camper to staff is rather small, smaller than it usually is for most summer camp programs. And the reason we did this is because our offerings are going to be a little different. It's not going to be cabin-based offerings. It's not going to be people in close contact to each other overnight and nightly supervision and things like that. So our staff that's coming up will be traveling in small groups with our campers, but they'll also be doing some other things that they might not normally be doing in a camp session. They'll be helping with sanitation. They'll be helping with facilitating meals, because that will be taking a totally different form where they'll be boxed sort of meals that will be offered socially distanced instead of all together. So our staff is really excited. We have a lot of people that have signed up and are continuing to sign up. And they're well represented from each state of our metropolis, which is pretty cool too. Really appreciate that question. Talking to His Eminence, our leadership team, and many of our parents, we said our ministry can't stop and we can't be scared to continue. We have to adapt and we have to change and we have to be flexible. And so I think our message is one of courage, one of adaptability, one of flexibility, and one of rolling with the punches. And because of that, we chose a specific theme for our offerings. And the theme comes from the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9. And it says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." So for those of us who are struggling with the tough realities that come along with the pandemic, the message is one of hope and encouragement. For those who are leaving to go away to school and who might be leaving home for the first time, the message is one of wherever you go, God follows you, and we need to be hopeful and cheerful as Christians. And for those of us in high school and middle school who are struggling through the new realities of school, the message is one of hope and strength. And so I think those are the messages that we're looking to send across to our participants and to our families and to our church community.